We've all seen the hit Marvel series Loki, about an anti-hero doing some funky stuff with timelines, all while making me question my sexuality. This is all well and good, but this Loki has as much to do with the real Loki as a lemon with a hand grenade. Let's just say that if Marvel Loki was swapped with actual Loki, things would get R-rated before you can say Jormungandr. Just a quick disclaimer. We don't really know a lot about Norse mythology, especially compared to other ancient religions. This is because most Norse myths and legends were passed down orally. The myths that did survive often contradict each other or tell multiple versions of the same thing. With that out of the way, let's talk about some of Loki's shenanigans. So every religion has that guy. In Greek mythology, you have Zeus being horny. Egyptian mythology has Set's antics. I'm not getting into any of these. And of course the Imperium of Man has the Emperor being a bad father. Well, in Norse mythology, that guy is Loki, the trickster god. One of Loki's powers was being a shapeshifter, and boy does he use that to trick people. My personal favourite tale here is Loki being the mother, yes, you heard that right, the mother of Odin's eight-legged horse Sleipnir. So how, and more importantly, why did he do this? Well, basically the gods were building Asgard, but they were flat broke. So they asked some giant to help them build the walls. This giant, in return, asked for the sun, the moon, and the goddess Freya. Which is kinda gross, but hey, that's just old mythology for you. However, the gods only had to pay if the giant managed to build the entire wall in one winter. The giant didn't work alone. The gods noticed that his horse, the mighty Svaldifari, actually did most of the work. Loki could have just killed the horse, but no, that would have been dishonorable or something, I don't know. No, Loki dealt with the horse in a much more insidious way. He seduced the horse by shape-shifting into a mare, and they did exactly what you think they did and were hoping they didn't do. The plan ultimately did work. The giant, unlike his horse, wasn't able to finish and therefore didn't get paid. Another story Loki is famous for is his role in the death of Balder. What happened was that after the death of the god Balder was prophesized, Balder's mom, Frigg, made every living thing swear not to hurt her son. Well, almost every living thing. Only the mistletoe didn't have to do that, because the gods thought mistletoe was completely harmless. Though I am curious how Frigg managed to ask all the other plants not to hurt Balder. Swear to me you'll never hurt my son. So now Balder was nigh invulnerable and the gods were celebrating having avoided the prophecy. In the meantime, Loki was crafting an arrow out of mistletoe and instructed the blind god Hodder to shoot it at Balder. For some reason, Hodder immediately complied and his blind ass shot that arrow straight through Balder's chest, killing him instantly. I just want to say, I know this is Loki's fault, but come on, this is at least 50% on Hod. The guy is blind. Somebody gives him a random arrow and asks him to shoot it at the guy who was prophesied to be killed, and he just does it. How is this all Loki's fault? Anyway, the gods ask Hel, the goddess of death, to give Balder back. But Hel's just like, nah, I like this guy, I'd rather keep him. But okay, I'm not totally evil, so let's just say that if every being mourns Balder's death, then I'll give him back. So that day, everybody mourned. Everybody? Well, not entirely. Loki morphed into the ice giant Tok and refused to cry for Balder. And therefore Balder was consigned to the halls of hell forever. Oh, such light-hearted trickery. But the story doesn't end here. The gods were still super pissed at Loki for killing their beloved Balder. So they tied him to a rock, stabbed him a couple of times, and had a giant snake slowly drip poison into his wounds. Luckily for Loki, his wife is one of the most loyal people to have ever existed, with her holding up a bowl above Loki's body and catching all the poison, sparing her husband the worst of the torment. And Loki still lies there, chained up until Ragnarok, the end of times, which luckily won't happen for a long, long time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.